When The Batman was released, it felt like a bold reset. Darker, much slower, and more detective-driven than what we'd actually seen before. But it promised a grounded trilogy with a clear vision. But with delays, industry changes, and DC shifting its future, some fans are starting to ask, should we be worried? Hello everyone and welcome back to AustinPlus commentary, where today we have got another video where we are asking a question that I think is very valuable. I didn't think I'd make this video already, but I think I do. One, because someone brought it up with me, I think 2 days ago. And I'm gonna be honest, I had this thought in my head for a while, but like, why is it taking too long? Should we be worried about the Batman movies with Robert Pattinson? Like, let's talk about it. This might be a rough ride. The Batman movie worked really well because it committed fully to the tone of the film. It delivered a noir-style detective story, a very grounded Gotham, and a much younger yet flawed Bruce Wayne, still learning what Batman should really represent. In this movie, remember, he's only been Batman for about a year. The film wasn't rushed, didn't rely heavily on the fan service, and it just trusted atmosphere and character over spectacle, which I think was what they were going for, and they executed very well. But that clear creative identity is probably its greatest strength. The long gap between films is one of the biggest concerns right now. Long waits risk losing momentum, especially in a superhero landscape that constantly moves forward. But however, delays don't automatically mean trouble. In some cases, they reflect careful development rather than rushed production. But the concern lies in whether the wait strengthens the visual or just stalls it. It was supposed to come out in 2025. It didn't. It was supposed to come out this year. It's not. So we are getting it in 2027. That's a 5-year gap. Now that is quite big. That's a quite big gap. We did have the Penguin in there, but it is still pretty bad. DC's broader reset and confusion, I think, is putting a hold on a lot of things. DC's wider reboot under new leadership has really created uncertainty. Questions naturally arise where the Batman fits.
What did he say?
What the fuck is this? I don't know.
And although this does exist outside of the main DCU, confusion among general audiences could still weaken its identity, and clear separation in messaging will be crucial to avoid franchise fatigue or mixed expectations. Now, with this new DCU and obviously with this new universe, there is obviously a risk of overexpansion, which is why I think they've taken arguably too many steps back, but spin-offs and expansions always come with risks. While side stories can enrich a universe, too many projects can dilute the core narrative. That's why they've stuck with one, which is the Penguin. If future Batman films become burdened by tie-ins, crossovers, or excessive setup, they risk losing the tight focus that made the first film stand out. And I think that's why the Batman films are going in the opposite direction the DCEU had. So I'm really confused if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Now, can the tone of this whole franchise and the excitement for this actually be sustained? Maintaining such a heavy, grounded tone across multiple movies is challenging because you're replaying the same dark emotions all over again. The danger isn't what makes it too dark. It's that it could become repetitive if not evolved carefully. But each sequel needs to build on the previous one thematically. That's how sequels should work. Not just visually as well. So, in bringing all of that together, what are fans actually worried about in terms of the Batman 2 and this? Most concerns aren't about quality, they're about interference. Fans are worried about the studio pressure, franchise demands, or universe crossovers that could compromise the original vision. So far, the creative team have shown some restraint, but the question is whether the freedom actually continues, because they've released 2 projects in the space of nearly 4 years. That's a lot of restraint for a franchise. Because MCU, they'd be popping TV shows left, right, and center. But so that's a lot of restraint. So I do think they are cooking up a storm. But the argument is it taking too long? However, I do think there are some strong reasons why not to panic. I think we should still stay optimistic. The director's vision remains intact and the cast is still very solid. And the first film laid the strong foundation, a very strong foundation. And slow development, when guided in by intention, often results in a better storytelling. Silence isn't always a bad sign, but I can understand it from both people's perspective. both worried and not worried. So, should we be worried about the Batman franchise or the Batman movies? Right now, concern is understandable, but panic is very premature right now. The Batman movies haven't shown signs of creative collapse, only careful development and amid industry shifts. They've been dealing with a lot of change since the release, and they had a lot going for them until this bombshell was dropped on them, and they're handling it so well. The real danger could be that they are abandoning the grounded identity that made them special in the first place. As long as the films stay focused, grounded, and free from unnecessary interference, the future's still looking very promising for these movies. No need to panic. But without further ado, folks, that is the end of today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you would like to see on this channel. But without further ado, hope you have an amazing day as always, and I'll see you on the next one, folks. Bye!
Yeah.